After a prolonged wait of 7 years with over 85 chapters, we finally have some hints for what happens in the story of Boruto beyond the prologue scene. But an even unexpected twist is now on its way. Naruto could return as a Shinju only to fight his own blood Boruto without even realizing it. So will it be the end of his legacy, or is something more mind-blowing on its way? Let's find out. Even after being sent to a timeless realm for some peaceful rest, Naruto couldn't catch a break and became the target of an overpowered enemy. Jura, the leader of Shinjus, wants to devour him just because his instincts are telling him to do so. While we have already discussed why this new enemy is after Naruto's life at first place, let's look at this scenario from a totally different angle. The notion of the theories that I'm about to discuss all sum up to Boruto's dark fate and how everything is about to take an even worse turn. Remember how most of the fans perceived Boruto as a sequel when it was first released. The majority believed it was ran by Naruto and Sasuke, and if both of them had to die, it would have killed the series as well. While this statement isn't completely wrong, we can't deny the fact that Two Blue Vortex became the hottest manga on Manga Plus with just 5 chapters without the involvement of the OGs. Both Naruto and Sasuke have been temporarily removed from the plot, so it won't be fair to say they run this series. The story is mainly carried by Boruto and the conflict of his destiny. Certainly Naruto and Sasuke played a huge role to build the character of the protagonist, but the show is no more about them, and even Kishimoto is okay with killing them off at this point. However, just because it won't be the best move to make in terms of profit, Naruto and Sasuke shall return to the story sooner or later. Now here is something interesting that I noticed. Kishimoto has sealed the OGs to let the new generation take over. However, he didn't spare the chance of using their narrative presence in amplifying the ongoing arc of the story. The Shinju Awakening saga introduced Hidari, the talentless avatar of Sasuke, who wants to kill his own daughter Sarada. Further, Naruto became the target of the Shinju boss, and while there are countless explanations to this plot point, it enhances the possibility of Naruto gaining a lot more plot relevance even though he's sealed inside Kawaki's dimension. It seems like the whole Shinju involvement and Kawaki destroying the village was teased in the 7th Boruto opening. Now for those of you who think it's not possible for the animators to foreshadow so ahead in the story, take a look at this sequence from a Boruto ending theme which has foreshadowed the omnipotence years ago. In the starting sequence of opening 7, Kawaki brings havoc to the Hokage mountain, foreshadowing the Konoha destruction, and these hooded Kara members cleverly depicted the Shinju gang. This means Konoha is destined to be destroyed after the Shinju invasion. So assuming Jura will somehow go after the head of the Hokage, what exactly could be the aftermath of that? Well, we could get to see a second stage of these creatures with Naruto becoming a villain just like Sasuke. Now the thing which makes this theory really plausible is the interconnectedness in the lives of Naruto and Sasuke. Everything that happens to one of them has been happening to the other one as well. Both faced loneliness and isolation in their early years, driving their desire for recognition. They went through the loss of loved ones, with Naruto losing his parents and Sasuke witnessing the demise of his clan. Both characters were driven by a strong sense of rivalry and ambition, pushing them to become stronger. Naruto sought acknowledgement and dreamed of becoming the Hokage, while Sasuke aimed to avenge his clan by gaining power. They even got most of the new power-ups during the same time frame in the story. Like when Naruto unlocked Sage Mode, Sasuke was given the Mangekyou Sharingan. Naruto gained the 6-pass Sage Mode and various enhancements from Hagoromo or Suzuki, while Sasuke acquired the Rinnegan. When it was time for them to take a hiatus from the story, Kishimoto sealed Naruto in Daikokuten, while Sasuke was turned into an immovable tree. They even fulfilled their resolves of protecting the shinobi world, with Naruto fighting Ishiki with Baryon mode and Sasuke training Boruto, who's about to be the ultimate savior. Not to mention they were nerfed at the same time as well, with the death of Kurama and the loss of Rinnegan. And now that Sasuke has got his Jubi counterpart, who will very likely take a part in destroying Konoha, Naruto is supposed to get a similar treatment as well. This means Jura devouring the Hokage could actually become a real thing, and we could expect to see another Jubito in the story very soon. But how exactly will all that happen? And does it have any connection to Kawaki's shinobi hatred? Thankfully we have got a prologue scene that we can see as a destination, and all these ongoing events are like puzzle pieces that will lead us there. So as we know, Kawaki from the future wants to send Boruto where he sent Naruto, and while at first glance it might seem like he wants to seal him with Daikokuten, I think this statement could have some even deeper meaning. Jura is after the life of Naruto, which means he must have fought Kawaki prior prior to this scene. The way the Shinjus dominated Boruto, it doesn't seem like Kawaki has any chance with them. So if Jura ends up entering the Daikokuten somehow and fulfills his instinct of devouring Naruto, what will happen to Kawaki? Well, since he has shown the signs of borderline personality disorder over his twisted obsession for the Hokage, it's clear that he will go crazy. So was the loss of Naruto the reason for Kawaki to destroy the whole village? To understand properly why this might be the case, let's figure out how Kawaki might be suffering with borderline personality disorder. It is a mental illness that severely impacts a person's ability to regulate their emotions. This loss of emotional control can increase impulsivity, affecting how a person feels about themselves, and could negatively impact their relationship with other people. The patients suffering from this often say they feel empty, as if there is a hole in their heart. Well, it sounds similar to what Kawaki was made to believe by Jigen. There is a hole in his heart that he tries to fill with the power to protect his loved ones, especially Naruto. He thought of it as an important duty and became blind to all the other circumstances, something that BPD patients often experience, which leads to them taking irrational steps. A 2017 study showed that individuals with BPD tend to experience heightened emotional reactions, which could increase the risk of impulsive actions. Kawaki has done it all, from killing Boruto when Momoshiki appeared to making him his biggest target when he got revived. He also seems to be suffering from anger issues and has developed a quick-tempered personality, all because of this hole in his heart. A point to be noted is that the rage of BPD patients is not always directed to other people. They spend a lot of time feeling angry and frustrated with themselves, so losing a loved one can be incredibly difficult for anyone, but for a person like Kawaki, the emotional impact can be even more intense. He would certainly blame the death of Naruto onto himself, and after losing his sole purpose of living, he could inflict the same pain on the shinobis without any valid reason. So it's safe to assume that Kawaki has directed all his anger onto the shinobis just because he sees them as an inferior race who can't protect themselves. And after losing the only person who filled the void in his heart, he could be taking his borderline personality disorder to a step forward by doing completely irrational and illogical stuff. The decision to kill Boruto without any valid reason had already made him a racist type of person, but the way he acted impulsively towards Konoha will take things to a new height, which explains why Boruto said this line in the prologue scene. Now that we know Kawaki's reason to go all out on the shinobi world, let's understand why Naruto coming back as a Shinju could be the master plan of Kishimoto from the beginning. As I said earlier, most fans believe Naruto and Sasuke carry the Boruto series, and it wasn't until Omnipotence when everything changed. Most of the haters switched up like crazy, and many people even said that Boruto has surpassed Naruto for them. However, one thing that we can't deny is that what kept most of the fans hooked to the story during the boring phases was the mystery of Naruto's whereabouts. The prologue confirmed the destruction of Konoha with countless theories going around Kawaki, but the most hyped one was what happened to Naruto. Fans are really emotional when it comes to the fate of their favorite character. The writers acknowledge this and won't make the mistake of killing the fan favorites at all. However, by presenting the future in a way where it becomes hard for you to guess whether your favorite character is even alive is the most crazy part. The author not only plays safe by condensing the welfare of his geezer, but also leverages with the possibility of an unexpected death. What's really interesting is that all this hype and build-up was impossible if Naruto lacked a huge fan following. So now that we know the reason for most of the fans to continue watching the story, even when it wasn't that interesting, is Naruto, the creators can fully take advantage of their character's popularity by bringing him back in Shinju form, just like what they did with Sasuke. And since their life is at stake in this scenario, it will make the OG Naruto fans come back to witness the fate of their all-time favorites. Well, this explains why the broken characters like Aida and Daemon, who literally possess the godly DNA, were introduced to the plot at first place. The bar is on the rise, and Boruto will need to get better at using his powers and abilities, otherwise he won't be able to defeat the Shinjus. I remember how there were theories of Naruto appearing in the middle of the flash-forward fight to stop Boruto and Kawaki. Well, it seems like that theory is about to come true with Jubito, who will interrupt the Hokage Mountain fight, and the Kama brothers will need to temporarily form an alliance to defeat him. The return of evil Naruto is the best way to continue the story after the prologue scene. Imagine a reunion of the duo who were stuck in an ideological conflict, fighting the person who united them. A few more hints that indicate Jura will definitely consume Naruto include the lack of his human counterpart. He did not require a human to awaken this form. Kawaki's chakra must have been enough to materialize the 10 tails into this being. So if he ends up devouring Naruto, a 10 tails avatar of the Hokage is bound to appear. It won't be a fusion or absorption type of thing like the other Shinju, but a pure tail beast manifestation manifestation of Naruto. It would also do justice to the fans who were once expecting Naruto to be the 10-tails Jinchuriki. All and all, the plot of Boruto demanding Naruto to be evil is something that I'm looking forward to. Now there are a few questions that I wanna address that I know some of you will be asking down below. How will Jura enter the dimension of Naruto by himself? Well, the Daikokuten is an ability which originates from the Dharma Eye, and this Shinjutsu is created through a 10-tails in one way or another. So the Shinjus having the powers of these Shinjutsus is very plausible. It makes sense because right now they are in a dimension which is only accessible through space-time ninjutsu, and if they are able to get themselves out of this to invade Konoha, they should be able to infiltrate the realm of Kawaki as well. The different type of evolution that they underwent must have made them attain feats that not even Otsutsuki's have achieved. Another question that some of you may ask is what will happen to Hinata? Like seriously, why is she left out? Her narrative presence has been extinguished, and her presence in the story doesn't even matter right now. If Naruto becomes Shinju, Hinata will suffer all alone in the dimension of Kawaki, degrading her plot relevance to a huge extent. The way she has been sealed, I don't see her playing any pivotal role in the story, unless Kishimoto decides to make her relevant again by breaking her out of omnipotence and becoming the only person who remembers everything about the real Boruto. She could provide a huge amount of emotional support to her children if she comes back, but the way nobody mentioned her disappearance and how Naruto is the primary focus of everyone, I don't see any hope for her. Let me know below what you think about the fate of Hinata and if I should create a whole video on this topic. You can find some more interesting theories in these videos, so don't forget to check them out, and I will see you next time.